Hi everyone, this is Josh from Newtons per second, and I just want to kind of go over the test flight for the McDonald's French fry parachute. So I like to say that it was a successful test, but the flight wasn't 100% success. And I will show you what I mean. The parachute performed very well. It opened up, you'll see that in the video coming up, and I couldn't be happier. I wanted a low flight and slow in case something happened with this. It wasn't going to free fall 1,500, 2,000 feet and then you got a disaster. I was just going for about 700 feet. Originally I was going to use my other rocket, the Blue Lightning, but that rocket with an H135, and that parachute weighs almost 400 grams. It was kind of heavy. It wasn't really, I mean, we're barely going to break 600 feet. So I loaded the Fortrex rocket, and it projected around 750 feet.
Oh no, okay. Yes! I can't see your french fries. It's coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back. It's coming back more than that. Breathe it. It's down. It's all.
The day we flew with the Cato Club in Connecticut, the winds were very strong. Even with this, a little lighter on an H135, about 700, 750 feet. The exit speed off the rail was only like 19 and a half miles an hour, which is, I didn't realize it was slow. One of the Cato officers told me that it does sound a little slow. So that led to some mistakes I made setting this up on the pad. And where a lot of guys with the wind, they were losing their rockets or they're drifting really far away. I mean, like more than I was comfortable with. And I got nervous flying this. I didn't want to lose this setup. So when I got to the high power pad, I ended up angling the rod towards the wind. The problem I was having, and I'll show this in slow motion in the video. So as you can see, the rocket is going off the pad, going up, up, and as soon as it clears about tree level, I'm going to say about 30, 40, 50 feet, somewhere around there, the wind hit it and kicked the rocket. And you can see right here, the back end of the rocket just kicking out, and it leaned the rocket even further. And you can see the angle it's going, and that's like way too much. What happened after that is loss of altitude, and it went over the woods further than I wanted to. It arced over and just kept arcing and arcing. Eventually the 6-second timer came up and fired the ejection charge, and then it coasted coming back to us, and it almost made it out of the woods. So I thought I was prepared to go retrieve rockets for any situation. My wife and I had knee-high rubber boots. We get out there and we found this rocket with the help of another officer, Cato officer, and it was bad. we were already almost knee-high in water, swamp water, and the rocket is about 15 feet away from us. My wife decides, oh, I can continue walking to get it, and she took a step and ended up like over waist high in the swamp. And she just kept trudging through it, and she got the rocket. So she's an MVP. Absolutely shocking. Didn't look like it was that deep out there. So now I know we need to bring like the waders, you know, like the fishing waders, you know, like I don't know, almost a full body suit out there. So the damage done to this rocket in the flight, one being, I can zoom up on this. Here's where the nose cone's supposed to be. And that, where I clipped it through the plastic loop of the molded part of the nose cone, I guess it just broke free. And I don't know where that is. It's somewhere out in the woods. Never gonna find it in that swamp area. Well, I don't know, maybe somebody will. And two, a little bit of water got in, and you can kind of, I'll zoom in on that, you can kind of see when I pulled the motor out, it was already swelling in there. When I built this rocket like 20 years ago, the motor mount tube is just regular cardboard. I didn't really use anything special. The body or the airframe is public missiles, and this fared very well with how little wet it got. And I mean, this stuff is, they bake like, I guess like a varnish in it, and it's pretty much like waterproof. And the fins fared no damage. So what I need to do, I just looked on RockSim, and I got a centering like here and here. I have to cut the tube here, and on each side of this, I'm gonna have to grind this out and slide in a new body tube. There's just no, I'm actually pushing my finger through the body tube or the motor mount. It's trashed, so. Well, just a little repair. So it needs a new nose cone, motor mount needs to be fixed. I'll need to buy a coupler to put this back together. And that should be ready to go. So in my mind, I want to say it's a successful flight for the most part. Yeah, we got the flight in, it flew, we got the rocket back for the most part, but it just didn't, you know, the wind conditions were definitely tough. I overestimated, you know, angling this thing, and I learned something a little more about airspeed coming off the rod. Now I know that this parachute will work in flight, on a real flight, not just me throwing it up in the air and kind of testing it in the yard. This will be ready for bigger flights. You know, now I can use this for, yeah, my next test would be, you know, maybe I'll push, you know, 1,500, 1,700 feet or something and use it. So the other part of the video I'm not completely happy about is how far away the high power pad was. It was about 1,000 feet almost away, and they had to position a high power pad that far back so to make adjustments for the wind. So when the rocket's going up, we have where they end up is hopefully in our field that we're using. Trying to video it, and the rocket shot towards the woods away from us, so it's even further away, and I really didn't get a good video. I wanted a nice close-up, so my thought was, or what I was hoping was, to shoot this pretty close and have the rocket pretty much fall, you know, coming towards us and land near us so everyone can see and enjoy this, you know, this crazy parachute. So my video isn't completely crystal clear, but it kind of gives you an idea of how it went. Trying to video it, and the rocket shot towards the woods away from us, so it's even further away, and I really didn't get a good video. I wanted a nice close-up, so my thought was, or what I was hoping was, to shoot this pretty close and have the rocket pretty much fall, you know, coming towards us and land near us so everyone can see and enjoy this, you know, this crazy parachute. So my video isn't completely crystal clear, but it kind of gives you an idea of how it went. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next video.